Hello everyone, Nixie Marie here. I am really excited to be doing our very first Mandala online workshop. We are going to be learning how to implement this as a mindfulness practice to kind of let go of any things that happen throughout the day or insecurities, fears, worries, doubts. The way I see it as an artist is that when we sit down to create and provide ourselves the self-care and the love to tap into our creative vortex, it is an opportunity for us to just dive inward and explore the inner worlds. The way that a mandala works is that it's a reflection. It's a mirror of our inner and our outer worlds. When I first started working with mandalas, I noticed a huge shift in the way that my energy would be when I would, before the mandala and then after. So when I would realize that I am in a state of worry or fear or uncertainty, and I would just stop, pause, and remember that I can do anything that implies a mindfulness tactic to let go of all of these insecurities, these fears, these worries. It led me to the realization that I get to teach this, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. So when I draw mandalas, I see it as like this portal that I'm entering, where I look at the inside of the mandala as my inner world, and the outside is the outer mirror. So as we begin this journey, as we begin to tap into our creative energy and really connect to this inside way of being and this outer world that we are manifesting and creating, and one in which that we can create with our own reality on how our inner world reflects our outer world, I invite you to just simply not be attached to the way that you think it's supposed to look. Maybe you're not an artist. Maybe you've never drawn before. Maybe you have no idea what you're going to expect going through this entire workshop, but my first and foremost invitation is for you to surrender and to let go of your expectations, because believe it or not, I never knew that I could draw the way I could today. I didn't see myself as becoming an artist. I just trusted that I knew inside there was an inner artist that was craving to be unleashed. It wanted to explore and dance and play, and I, yes, took creative classes throughout my life, and I've always been creative. But as far as drawing and doing illustrations, and my background being in fashion design and doing amazing illustrations, I never thought that I could go to the level that I am at today. So the way I see creativity is a way for us to unlock creative codes, and we each hold a creative code within our being, whether that be to dance, or whether it is to draw, or whether it is to sing. We all hold significant codes that we can access whenever we choose to. So as we've surrendered, we've let go of our expectations, let's get started. Lesson number 1. Grounding your energy and connecting inward to your creative codes. As we begin this lesson, we're going to go through a guided meditation, which will allow you to just surrender if you haven't yet really activated that ability to surrender. It's just going to let us drop into our energy and open up a vortex of creativity. So I invite you to please sit with your back facing up, your palms facing up on your knees, and let's get ready to breathe. Slowly closing your eyes, taking a big inhale through the nose, and exhale with a sigh. Just releasing everything that you've picked up on at this time during the day, maybe at night, whenever you find yourself here in this present moment. Just take another big deep inhale and exhale. One more big inhale through the nose and exhale with a sigh. Imagining a white ball of light in front of your third eye. This ball of light is filled with color. a rainbow of all the chakras. As you see this ball of light in front of you, looking at it with such an amazement, seeing all of its colors, red, blue, orange, yellow, green, indigo, and violet. You see this ball of light expand a little bit bigger now in front of your face, expanding even bigger around your head, expanding even bigger around your throat, your head, your neck, allowing it to expand across your entire being, showering you in a rainbow of light. As you feel this rainbow of light pouring over every cell in your body, you ask in this moment for this rainbow of light to unlock any blocks of creative energy that might be stifling you and your ability to freely express yourself, however that may be. Whether it be through dance, through your clothing, through your art, through your song. Just asking for that release and that surrender. Reminding yourself that the mind is what takes us to the place of thought, of thinking that we may not be able or capable of being an artist. Letting go of any thoughts that are coming up right now, letting them just flow out into this rainbow of light. Whether you've ever told yourself that I'm not an artist, I can't draw, I can't do this. Whether you've ever told yourself that I'm not an artist, I can't draw. There's no way I'll ever be able to express myself creatively. Let go of those stories in this moment and replace them with, I can and I will. And replace it with, art has no rules. It may look like child's scratching sticks. It may look like a beautiful piece from Leonardo da Vinci. Whatever it looks like, it doesn't matter, because it's an expression of your inner soul. We are tapping into a portal of soul art, where you will be guided on a journey to express your intention and your freedom within a mandala. As you imagine a mandala in front of you, right in front of you, expanding a little bit bigger, imagine what your intention is for this practice. Is it to be free? Is it to surrender? Is it to fall in love? Is it to manifest a partner? What is your intention that you are going to bring into this creative practice? Mandalas hold special codes. They activate a realm, a portal, a paradigm. It is a sacred object that we can use to meditate within, to look at, or to even remind us of our intention. As you hold on to your intention, giving it presence, energy, and life, see this mandala fall into your heart, feeling your intention come into your entire being. allowing for it to expand inside of you. Breathing in your intention, taking a big inhale and exhaling it out. Taking yourself to a place that only you are able to go. It could be in the here, in this very moment. It could be in the woods, amongst the redwoods. Anywhere that you feel most called to connect to your creative energy. Imagining yourself there in this moment with an easel, your pen, and your notebook or your sketchbook. It's just you amongst this beautiful place. You feel all your guides come in. Maybe there's an ancestor that was also an artist that's right behind you, ready to support you. And channeling your soul onto this piece of paper or this canvas. As you imagine yourself creating the most sacred object that you've ever even known to be within your being. Seeing it in your mind's eye, coming into fruition. Finding yourself in a sacred dance, playing with your pencil, playing with your sketchbook or your canvas, maybe some paints, colored pencils. You're getting messy now, painting all over the trees, the plants, wherever you are, becoming one with all things as you realize that this art, this creative energy is yours to share and expand in whatever facets of life you may choose to do so. As you see this beautiful masterpiece start to become glowing on this beautiful piece of paper or canvas, seeing it from afar, walking back, seeing the vortex that you've created, the creative energy, the freedom, the self-love, and the healing. You know now it's time to bring that into the physical world, and that you have the gifts to express yourself fully. As so it is, as above, so below. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, and exhale with a sigh, releasing it all out. Another big inhale, and exhale. Another big inhale through the nose. This is your last one. Make it big. And exhale with a sigh, bringing yourself back to your body, back to the present moments, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, moving around your body. Maybe you're dancing, moving around your neck, and welcoming yourself back to the room. And when you feel called and ready to get started, open your eyes. Lesson number 2. What exactly is a mandala? A mandala also represents the circle of life that is never ending. It is a symbol of death and rebirth, and a constant ebb and flow of that which we are here on this universe. Death is inevitable, but do we really die? Do we really transcend into a realm? Do we transport into another dimension? The way I view it is the mandala is an exact representation of how we can perceive life and death itself, whether it means death of the ego, whether it means death from this physical dimension, whether it means death of an old story or a limiting belief. A mandala represents a cycle, a circle, the wheel of the year. It is everything that pertains to meaning of life. The mandala can also be used as a meditation practice. Something of this nature, something so profound, something that we just can't simply explain, allows us to tap into a oneness, the infinite cosmic realms. By using this to meditate simply by sitting in front of one or by drawing, you'll notice that when you begin to draw a mandala, you drop into a meditational state, and all your worries, your fears, your insecurities, like I said earlier, just slowly start to fade away. A mandala can also represent your story, your journey through life. Perhaps maybe the inner world is chaotic and it was confused and messy, so you have all these lines drawn all over, and it doesn't really make that much sense, and then it slowly starts to make more sense as you draw more and more and more of the outer realms of the mandala, representing your journey, your path, knowing that it is your unique life design within this specific shape, or a mere reflection of your soul. I also like to use mandalas as pretty much like a hypnotizing technique, where when we go into this state and we begin to draw, we are hypnotized by these realms that we are creating, and these shapes and symbols that we are just channeling through our ways of being and our mind and our bodies and our soul. It can be, you can find yourself lost in a trance by putting on sacred music, sipping a glass of wine, or just having water or tea or whatever. View this as a sacred ritual of time for you to really connect to your inner world. Lesson number 3, setting your intention. As we went into our meditation, we created our intention that we're going to put into the mandala. Now, this specific time, we can use the new moon's energy to harness the intention, or you can set an intention before everything and anything. I'm all about creating intention, which is why this is an entire lesson in this workshop. Because intention, when we create our intention before anything that we do, that is emanated throughout our ways of being. So when we wake up in the morning and we want to create our intention for the day, whether it be joy, I am living joyful, or I am creating presence in everything that I do today, whatever our intention is, that will stick with us as long as we remember to check in. What is our intention? What is our why? Why are we doing this? What is the core of what we're doing here in this moment? So as you have your intention ready, I'm going to invite you to begin by writing your intention. In a couple sentences, maybe it's one word or maybe it's 2 sentences, just as long as it's not a giant paragraph. Let's keep it short and simple. As you begin to connect to your intention, the first thing that we're going to do is put our intention into our body and into our heart space. And then we're going to begin by putting this intention into the mandala. So begin by looking at your intention, reading your intention out loud. And as you begin to read this intention out loud, you're going to put your hands on your heart space and really breathe in this intention, taking a deep inhale. And exhale. Taking another big inhale. On this next inhale, you're just going to begin by massaging your body. By putting this intention into your body, you put everything, all of it, into your body. Like, I am joy, I am presence, I am putting all this love into my ways of being and my body so that you feel it. It's not just outside of you, but it's now within you. Lesson 4. What the heck do we need to draw a mandala? A compass. You're also going to need a pencil, whether that be a 2B or 3B. I prefer to use either of those two. Right now, I'm going to use a 3B. And don't forget to make sure it's sharpened. Also have a handy sharpener right by your side at all times, because your pencil's going to get dull. Some other awesome tools that you might want to have are some meditational music or some incense to really get you into the space of meditation and calming your energy. You're also going to need a ruler. any ruler that works for you. This one I prefer because it's metal and it's not really flimsy, so it's going to work really well to create the structure of the mandala. The last and final thing that you're going to need is a sketchbook. Here we go. This is mine. I have just gotten a new sketchbook, so I'm really excited to begin working with this. You're going to need one that's big enough. I prefer to get this one of this size with the spiral ring notebook, just in case, you know, sometimes it's fun to flip over all the pages and not have to like bend over the book, but you can actually, you know, use this as a flat piece of paper. Now that you have all of your tools, let's get started and get creative. Lesson number 5, finding the center of your paper. My paper is 14 by, let's see, I'm gonna say 10 and a half. So I'm going to mark at 7 and at 10 and a quarter, or 5 and a quarter. I'm gonna mark at 5 and a quarter. And to make sure that you're at your center, you can always measure here. Okay, 5 and 5 and 7 and 7. So we're here at the center of this sketchbook. And then we're gonna grab our compass and go ahead and make it as big as you'd like to for the beginning of your mandala. I always like to make mine about this wide to start off. And you're going to place the pointy edge in the very center where you just drew the center of at the center of your sketchbook, and begin by drawing a circle. You make your compass bigger each time you draw a circle. And make sure you're drawing a very light circle. This may or may not get erased at the very end. Make it bigger now. You can create as many circles as you feel called to create. So this really uses a guiding point and a reference. Making it even bigger now. And we're gonna go a little bit bigger. And there we have it. As you can see, we've got all the circles. And there you have it, all your circles in place. Let's move on to the next step. Now, once we have all of the circles in place that we are using as our base, we're gonna start by lining up our ruler with the center all the way to the top and the bottom. And we're gonna start marking, making a few dots. So making sure everything is lined up. You're gonna make a dot on the first row of the circle and on the second. And you're gonna keep continuing that on all the way throughout each end of the circle. And we're gonna flip this over diagonally. Doing the same thing, going up. So these are just providing us with reference points so that our mandala is equal on all sides. Going down again. Now we want to see how far we've done each dot. So we're at about 1.5. I'm going to mark that there. And I'm going to mark the next dot there. And that's where we're going to be going through the center. Now you only need to take one measurement because the rest will all line up. And we're going to keep going. Remember where you made that measurement. Is it here? Yep, up there. See, I almost forgot. And we're going to go through the center again. Creating those dots. And you're just going to go all the way around until you complete the circle. And looks like we are complete. So now you can see all your reference points going all the way around. Now this is where we begin to start the mandala. You can start by working on the inside, or you can start by working on the outside. This is really up to you. And the way this reflects your process and your intention is that when you begin to work in the middle, you're working on your inner world first, which is going within, tuning inward. And when you work on your outside, you're working on your outer layers first, going from your physical into your inner world. So for today, I'm going to start by working on my inner world first. So usually I begin by creating a small circle around the point. Don't be attached. Remember, this doesn't need to be perfect. It's your first one. Just breathe in your intention. What is your intention? Start to begin by thinking on your intention, not the way that this is supposed to look like. And you really just want to start using symbols. You could start by putting lines going from each point that you had just created. You can do pretty much just about anything you want. And then from there, if you want to do archways, you really start to just play with lines and shapes, circles. Flowers, hearts, whatever feels right for you. All right, we're starting that inner world right there. And maybe we want to go up now and create a teardrop. Teardrops are fun. I love doing teardrops. See it all coming together. Go, starting that beginning flower right now, and maybe you want to add another layer in there. It's really just about connecting to your intention, letting go of what you think it's supposed to be looking like, letting your hand just flow through the page. Noticing yourself start to become one with the paper and be in this meditational state. Remembering that it does not need to be perfect. If you messed up, don't feel like you need to start over. Maybe you can just add. Maybe it's a happy mistake. One of the things that I've learned in art is that there's so many happy mistakes. You think you've messed something up, you've done the wrong color or something, and then it turns into this masterpiece. Let your intuition guide you. Moving on to this outer layer here. One of my favorite things to do is these flower petals. Really inviting the feminine energies in. As she gives birth to a new creation, she lets her heart sing and dance and play. There we have it. We're getting somewhere here. Something else I love to do is create layers. Creating layers provides the depth of a mandala. You'll start to see it really starting to form its structure. And notice we're also doing freehand, so we're not using a template. We're just using the point of references that we started with. And we can expand out now here. Giving it more depth. Expanding, making this beautiful just expansion. And you know, you can use shapes such as triangles, squares. I mean, whatever you feel is flowing through you at this moment, just let it flow. Let it all come out. Making sure we have a sharpened pencil. You can move around your sketchbook if that works best for you. Oh, of course we've got a broken pencil. Of course, when you have your broken pencil, that's always fun. Now you can just get some ideas on what I'm creating here with the teardrops. About that now. Really seeing now how we've got so many different shapes and lines and filling things in, and seeing how it all just forms this portal into another dimension. So these are some examples that you can continue to add to your mandala as you work on creating it. Now that you've drawn your mandala and you probably have pencil all over your hand and you're making a mess, how do you feel in this moment? Was your intention played out through the entirety of creating your mandala? Did you catch yourself thinking about what it looks like, comparing yourself to maybe what mine looked like, to what yours looked like? Were you impressed with how amazing yours turned out? Just notice everything that is coming up for you in this moment. Art has a way of bringing out things that we never even thought were there, especially the comparison. But I really invite you to, again, surrender and breathe into your intention and see what you can create. Go deeper. If you don't like where you started, start over. That's okay too. Nothing needs to be perfect in art. That's why art is so amazing. So this is my final piece that I decided to stop with. You know, you can continue to add pieces, you can continue to go deeper, whatever feels right for you, but this felt complete to me. I noticed it really doesn't take all that long to just tap into your creative energy and create a mandala. How does it make you feel after? Are you calm, centered, and grounded? What are you feeling in these moments? I bet you're feeling pretty damn good. Look at what you created. Look at the miracle that you are. I'm Nixie Marie, and I am a shamanic artist, an oracle card reader, and goddess activator. But my biggest purpose here is to inspire you to go out and express yourself in whatever creative form that looks like to you. Today, We got to work with the pencil and the paper and form an intention into our mandala. And next, I'm going to ask you to hang this on your wall and remember the intention that you put into this piece. You can use it as a meditation tool, sit in front of it, and manifest whatever it is that your intention is, or just to be reminded simply exactly what you set during this time and exercise. Thank you so much for joining this online mandala workshop. Until next time, namaste. Really surprised and proud. Some additional tools that you're gonna want is definitely some incense. I always love to play